With the year 2022 ending, a lot of people are like, you know what, there are no heavy hitters to end this year like Five Nights at Freddy's, Bendy and the Dark Revival, still holding up on that, Dark Session Chapter 5 and whatnot. You know what, this is kinda trash. But what if I tell you that there are games still slated for 2022 in the next 2 months, and this one, that it'll make this late 2022 worth it. Let's talk about it. What is this SmackNPie here. Welcome to horror games / indie horror games that are still coming in 2022 that you should be excited for, that we'll probably cover here on this channel. So without wasting any time, boys, let us jump into it. So we're gonna start off with Monsters Immortals DLC. Now the reason I started with this is because it's a 50-50. There's a chance it might drop in 2022, there's a chance it might not. But one thing is for certain, ladies and gentlemen, that Vincent Livings has hyped up something related to later this month, early next month. So late October, early November is something he has planned for, but it is not Chapter 5. So obviously it'll be Monsters Immortals. It's been a while since we got a DLC. It's been a while since we got anything related to Monsters Immortals. So one could hope that it is one of the 3 DLCs that were planned. Either it could be Andre Simulator, it could be Puppy Playtime DLC, it could be Corey X Kenshin DLC. Either way, one of these DLC are coming this year, and I'm ready for it. So we're gonna start off with one of my most anticipated games, and that is Mr. House Playhouse 3. So this came out of nowhere. There was a huge silence, and out of nowhere, Moonbit dropped a trailer where at the end of the trailer it showed the Halloween 2022 release date. So we're looking at, again, late October, early November, most likely November release of Mr. House Playhouse 3. Mr. House Playhouse 2 really sealed the deal for me to immerse into this franchise, and here we are. Excited. I will cover it. Unlike last time, I will cover it full gameplay, so make sure you are susu. Then, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few days, in literally just a few days, I know a lot of you guys that are watching are not excited for it, but it is still a very important game, and that is Scorn. Scorn was revealed years ago. We're talking nearly a decade ago. This game was revealed, and I have been looking forward to it. I'm talking about when PewDiePie used to play horror games actively. You know, when I say horror games, I mean indie horror games actively. That's how old this game is. That's when it was revealed. So this is why I'm so excited. I've had my eye on this for such a long time. Its gruesome environment is what makes everyone intrigues and wants to play this game, and that is why it is on our list. It's coming in just a few days. Let's move on to the next one. Then up next, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming in just a week, ladies and gentlemen, and that is A Plague Tale Requiem. Now, first of all, you guys are gonna be like, yo, Smack, what are you talking about? This is a story-based game. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to explain. I'm a little biased here. This is a sequel to A Plague Tale, which I will post a recap video for you guys to, you know, get immersed and whatnot. But this is the sequel to A Plague Tale, in a sense, one of my favorite games of recent times. The reason I put this in the horror list, ladies and gentlemen, is because the story is about a plague across the France, and you are playing as Amicia taking care of a little brother. There are a lot of horror elements into this, not just the plague itself. You have a lot of these thousands upon thousands of rats that come out at night, and you have to have a light to avoid them, otherwise they chew your skin until there's only bones left. It's a purely horror game, in my opinion. There's stealth involved. You are literally a teenager fighting against the Inquisition, against these trained warriors who fought in the war. For freak's sake, for crying out loud. So yeah, make no mistake, A Plague Tale Requiem is a horror game that I will cover here on the channel. It's coming next week. I'm ready. I'm hyped. Let's do this. Then, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this month, you have a lot of games this month, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get, finally, Resident Evil Village DLC. Resident Evil Village was one of my favorite games of that year. Not as favorite as Resident Evil 7, but fantastic for what it was. But I'm super duper excited for Rose DLC. Shadows of Rose. You'll play the main protagonist's daughter. She claims this power that she has is a curse. She's gonna go back into the village, figure out what this Megamite seed is all about, and see if she can get rid of her curse. We will be here checking it out. Make sure to stay tuned. Then, ladies and gentlemen, another game at the end of this month. These are 4 games now, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Nun, The Broken Mask. We've seen ups and downs. I don't have to say much, of course, but it's finally coming out later this month, the early access version, which will be free. Then you can pay and get the other version, which we'll cover a whole video on it separately, but it will be free for the most part. You can check it out on Steam, get early access later this month, October 31st. Again, we'll cover it here on the channel. This is a remake of Evil Nun 1, so hopefully you don't need to play Evil Nun phone games to understand the lore of Evil Nun for PC, but we'll still check it out regardless. Then we move, ladies and gentlemen, to November, and Dark Pictures Anthology Season 1 finale, I should say. The Devil in Me. Not in me, but the title, The Devil in Me, will drop next month in November. Now, The Devil in Me looks like Resident Evil 1 opening. Okay, that made no sense. Look, man, the only reason I said that is because that was a hotel as well. Look, it just resembled, okay? It had nothing to do with anything. Anyways, this story seems personal. It's a little bit grounded. There's a killer involved. There's mystery. You're in a hotel. It's literally taking back to the roots of Until Dawn, which we like. House of Ashes was great, but it was more of a bigger picture horror. This is a personal story. Let's see what happens. Season finale coming next month. Then, ladies and gentlemen, we move to December. Now, like I said, there are a lot of games that could come out in November that are not confirmed at the moment. But the Callisto Protocol, the spiritual successor to the Dead Space remake. The Callisto Protocol, ladies and gentlemen, is something that we've been looking forward to, a lot of horror fans, in the mainstream for a while now. Looks absolutely gory. It looks absolutely nuts. Insane. Have you seen the gameplay, ladies and gentlemen? Have you seen the freaking gameplay? It's one of the moons of the Jupiter. So space horror, sign me up already. Where do I sign, ladies and gentlemen? It's coming in December. We'll check it out here on the channel. Then, ladies and gentlemen, it was confirmed a few days ago. Choo Choo Charles, we made a video here on the channel. It's coming on December 9th. Finally, freaking finally. Waited a little long for this one as well. Not really. But Choo Choo Charles, one of the things that sold this game for me was the exploration of the game. Right? Of course, you know, you have to survive this train when you are on the train, but also when you're exploring around, there are also other characters, other enemies, other monsters from which you have to hide and survive. They also have these weird faces. That would sold the game for me. So we'll check it out here on the channel, December 9th, Choo Choo Charles. And finally, this is going to be a little bit different. It's really not. It's not going to be different. Andy's Ampliform Chapter 2. Now, I understand I didn't play Chapter 1. I also understand that I don't know a lot about the story, but I did post a trailer here on the channel. I reacted to it, right? And the date was 2022. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be pushed to 2023. I am pretty sure. Even if it does, that's okay. We have too many games anyway, but I will play Andy's Ampliform Chapter 1. Do let me know, what do I have to know before I get into this journey? Because this is one of the only games on this list that I don't know much about, but I would love to know. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, like I said, there are other games that could drop in 2022, like Bendy and the Dark Revival, but I'm not gonna hold my hopes for it. There's another game, Gotham Knights, that is dropping later this month, because I understand you guys are not as much of a DC fan as I am. I'm a huge Batman fan, Bat Family, anything related to Bat, I'm there. So of course, I will check it out. Maybe post-ending reaction, maybe a little bit of story explanation video here and there, but I will check it out. I would hope that you guys join me when I check that game out as well. So what do? Very simple. It is very simple. You stay tuned for more, and I'll see you.